All right, this is Maurice Red, the Everyday Networker, talking with people out there who are walking the walk and talking the talk. I'm here with Jefferson Santos, International Marketing Director with World Ventures. Jefferson, thanks for the time. Always been following your success, as we are kind of in the same age range. We actually have a lot of background, both played college football, and we also had a similar story of starting off and not having much success. So I wanted to maybe get a little background from how you got started in the business, and you kind of have a great story in terms of how you started off and not doing well at first, but sticking with it and making it happen.
Yeah, definitely. I got started in network marketing about 13 years back, and my mother actually introduced me to network marketing, and I saw the leverage, how to leverage my time and have the freedom and stuff, and so I got excited about that. But my first 2 years in the industry, I sponsored like 3 people. I mean, it was pretty horrific, but I saw enough stories and met enough people that they were successful. I just haven't figured it out yet. That's what I realized. I knew that people can do it, but I haven't figured it out yet. So I just stuck with it. I was too stupid to quit. I just kept on moving, And there's a lot of times I went to trainings by myself. Didn't have a team yet. I was on that front row taking notes, and that's what it's about. It's about being a student. And you never know when your day is going to come. You just have to do the preparation. My coach at the Naval Academy told me luck is when opportunity meets preparation. And the question is what kind of preparation are you doing right now? Because if you're not doing the preparation, when the opportunity comes, you're going to miss it, and you might have to wait another 40 years around the mountain, until that opportunity comes. And so I just stuck with it, and along the way met people, learned things to where probably about 5 or 6 years into my career in network marketing, I finally started to make some money. The most I ever made in 1 year was $30,000. That's it. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I was spending a lot more than I was making. But is what really people ask me, when did I turn the corner?
Right.
When I really started making money, and it's basically when I stopped to focus off of myself, trying to make myself a paycheck, when I really started focusing on other people and trying to figure out how can I be their coach to lead them to where they want to go. And the thing is that even though I hadn't made all the money yet, I knew that I could help them and I could hook them up with another upline that was making even more money than me. So it's that team effort type of thing, but it's focusing on them. It took me a while to realize, because when I first started, I didn't have any money.
Right.
I quit my job too early, which don't make that mistake, and then I was trying to have to make it happen. Well, what happens is you kind of give off that vibe as you're kind of begging people to join the business, and people can sense that, so you really have to work on that posture.
So how did that come about for you? You said if you quit your job early, I mean, how did you gain that posture over that time? If you were kind of in that situation, well, a lot of people who are in business now they need it. Economy's tough. People are really kind of struggling right now, and they probably are chasing after people to get involved in the business. How do you kind of change that? You mentioned earlier about kind of having a dollar sign and people seeing everybody's a dollar sign in their face. How do you kind of move that kind of shift? Well,
it's a simple choice. It's easier said than done, though, but it's a simple choice. But the thing is if you don't have a job right now, get something part-time. Maybe if it's not in the path that you know, or the career path that you know, get something part-time to have some type of money coming in temporarily. Okay, some people that are like, well, I don't want to get a job, I'm unemployable. Well, I understand that, but if I were to rewind back a little bit, I would at least got something part-time, so I could still have time to do the network marketing part, but at least to have money for, gas, food, and some basic needs, so I wasn't out there trying to scrape by. And that was the problem, is I ruined my credit like crazy. Some of you might already done that. Well, hey, welcome to the club, But guess what? You can repair that stuff, but there's good debt and bad debt. And I went into good debt. I paid for trainings, I paid for CDs, tapes back then, and now it's CDs and MP3s. But whenever you have a chance to go to a seminar or be around people that you can learn from, or buy some CDs or tapes or books, I would do that. I mean, there's times where I didn't go without a meal or a few meals to buy that book, to buy that CD set, because I knew that planting that seed and learning that I can turn that into a lot bigger things.
Now you went from very small beginnings. What would you say is the difference as you kind of move up the ranks, but people who are really successful versus people who are still struggling? What do you think is kind of the big difference in terms of their mindset, their work ethic, or just their organization skills?
I think it's a leadership thing. It's a personal development thing. Your income follows your personal growth, and as you get more personal growth, your leadership level raises. And so it's how you react to people as, let's say, I want somebody on my team to be more successful than me. Well, that sounds great, but what happens when somebody on your team really starts to become more successful than you? How do you treat them? Do you ostracize them? Do you try to beat them down so you stay on top? I mean, these types of personal growth issues that it's people like, oh, I love surprises. No, you hate the surprises you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so the thing is that understanding that people have dreams and goals just like you do, and that you have to help them get theirs, and then you'll automatically get yours. So you kind of have to delay yours a little bit, but you're really not delaying it because you're actually getting yours by helping other people. And so also too, but leadership is the main thing. Leadership is influence. If you haven't read any books by John C. Maxwell, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, how to develop the leader within you, also how to develop the leaders around you. There's so many different books that he has in CD tapes. You can learn some great stuff from there. But leadership is developed through events. And so if your company has an event system or system to plug into, you got to do that. If you don't, find a system you can plug into to help grow your people, because you can't develop leaders on your own. Events is which grooms your leaders. Okay, and so yes, you can prospect people and recruit them and get them into your business, but that's addition. Events create the duplication and the multiplication, and the leadership creates multiplication. And so that's what you're looking for, is that leadership.
Oh, good stuff. So finally, I believe everybody gets involved with network marketing because they have a goal or a dream. Maybe it's to retire their wife or spend more time with their kids or sail around the world. Can you tell us a little bit about your why, and how does it help drive you to get to the level you're at?
Yeah, my why is just freedom, being able to do what I want to do, but also I want to retire my mother. My mother's my biggest cheerleader. She's the one that told me about network marketing, and she's worked her very, very hard her whole life. And when I was growing up, she was raising my sister and I. She had 3 jobs. Had a paper route, she worked at a convenience store, and she also was a bank teller. And she worked hard to put food on the table. And I learned that from her, that work ethic, and she was actually the very first one to introduce me to personal development. She was reading a book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull.
Really?
Okay, and it was about how he's breaking away from the flock, and they were all laughing at him. It was a great book, but that I want to retire my mom, and I want to help other people get to where I'm at, because I struggled hard because of my thick skull, because I didn't get myself out of the way. So I think that one of my passions is shortening that learning curve for people, and that's why I stay excited about this industry and about this business.
All right, thanks stuff. Good stuff, Jefferson. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Maurice, we're at the Everyday Networker on the road to 6 figures, giving you more tips for helping your business. Thanks a lot.